What are some of our favorite places to travel in the world, especially as a Black family? 'Cause we've been a lot of places that we loved and a lot of places that we felt welcome. And then we've been to other places where we didn't feel as welcome. So in this video, we're going to share with you some of our favorite places. And then in a future video, we'll share with you places we don't recommend for Black folks with Black children. But right now, we want to share with you our journey with you, some of our favorite places. Who are we? I'm Dr. Manny Scott. This is my beautiful wife, Alice. We are college sweethearts. We were college sweethearts, met at UC Berkeley. We've been married 23 years. And she stalked me, and it was a long story short. But here we are, 23 years later, with 3 beautiful children. We've been to 49 states, 6 continents, and just want to jump in. I don't know what she's going to say. We just want to share with you some of our favorite places in the world to encourage you to travel, to encourage you to explore and see the world. But before I ask her her favorite places, what would you share with somebody who's maybe afraid of traveling or maybe is only thinking about going to the big 5? Vegas, Houston, Miami, Atlanta. Where's the other one they always go? Maybe LA. People from LA. But anyway, Black folks limit their travels to like these few places. Houston, Vegas, Miami.
Mexico.
They be doing Cancun, Cabo, or not Cabo. Yeah.
Puerto Vallarta.
And which is cool.
Yeah.
If you really love it. But a lot of times people limit themselves from the beauty of this world because of fear. So first of all, what would you share with someone who maybe keeps doing the big 5 or maybe is afraid to travel at all or maybe just hasn't even thought about it?
Well, I always kind of go back to what my father said when I was a kid. In order to learn something, you got to go somewhere. You got to go places. You got to go places to learn things and be exposed to new and more. And I think no other thing beyond travel has done that more for us. You know, talk what we've learned, what we've seen, what we've experienced. Every city and experience is a new chapter, a new book. You get to experience of food and culture and language and textiles and gifts and pins and it's just like you just never know what to expect in every state or country or experience you have. So, and I've learned so much, about people, about other people, about food, about seasoning, about spices, about music, you name it, from our travels. So I think, push past the fear. It's so much more on the other side. I think people we're creatures of habit, and you've done something the same way for so many years and you just think like that's it. But there's so much to see and experience in this world if you push beyond your own fear to do it. And sometimes people make excuses of why not doing it. I don't have the money. I don't have the time. It's so you can literally plan a vacation at your fingertips these days, affordably. Spirit goes everywhere.
Man. Kill your Spirit Airlines.
I'm just saying it's not as out of your reach.
That's right.
If you prioritize a few less Starbucks, a few less McDonald's runs, and save up that bonus check. And I promise you, especially if you really do the due diligence and find a really great place, once you get started, it'll be hard to stop.
I love that. That.
Yeah.
You're
love
absolutely
traveling.
right. Ditto to everything she said. What are some of your favorite places you've been and why?
What are some of my favorite places I've been, domestically or internationally?
Well, just your top, whatever comes to mind. What are your favorite places in the world that you've been?
Yeah, that's a lot. So I think when you're young, if this is the young person with no
you don't have the responsibility of carrying a baby bag. You're free,
right,
childless, and you can still take some trips without having to worry about carrying a baby with you.
Right. Yeah, I think must-sees in terms of like the states are definitely places like New York City, Los Angeles, Miami, Chicago, DC. I think those are the top, these are just major cities in the U.S. with major events, major venues, cultures, and things to see. And even I might even squeeze in a San Francisco if you can, because that's a different vibe.
Bay Area, right?
The Bay Area, yeah. So, but no fault to other cities, major U.S. cities. It's a lot of history in those cities. Lots to do, lots to see, lots to experience. And then, like I said, Southwest. Spirit Airlines, Amtrak road trip. You just get a tank of gas and you can eat it. And that's what I tell people. I didn't grow up with a lot of money. My family, I grew up in South Central Los Angeles, but we had this Oldsmobile Vista Cruiser with like the wood on the side. It was like old school, and literally drove it from coast to coast. And I was like one of the most traveled of my neighbors and friends, because my dad took us to travel every year. It was like the highlight of our year. He saved all of his time off so we could have 2 weeks to just travel. So I say that to say, don't let money be the barrier, because oftentimes people just dismiss travel because they say, I can't afford it. No, you can. If you budget and plan accordingly. We would eat the mess out of Denny's and McDonald's and have a blast. Yeah. I literally remember my dad taking bills out of his socks. He'd take the money out of his socks so we could go to see the trees of Yosemite, are monuments throughout Chicago. So again, domestically, those would be my 5: LA, Miami, New York, Chicago, and DC. Those would be my top 5 domestically. Internationally, the ease of travel and exposure, I would start in Europe, only because you get a lot of more bang for your buck, and they have this thing called the Eurorail that allows you to just go to country to country to country. As much time as you have, you can knock out like London, Paris, France, Spain, Portugal, within a week, if you really, got it in you. I wouldn't recommend that because you want to spend time in each one. But Europe, there's so many major countries so close together, you can really just see a lot in a little bit of time. So, and in terms of and this is from a American perspective, Europe, there won't be a big shift in terms of like amenities and expectations. They have grocery stores, they have pharmacies, so it won't be a big shift in terms of, oh my goodness, I don't, shock, a major culture shock. I'd say for first trip somewhere in Europe, ideally, I'd say Paris or Italy. They're just very friendly tourist countries. Oftentimes people speak English, so it helps with not having that language barrier there. But I would start with a Italy or Paris for a first time international abroad, and then clearly we're African American, and I would strongly suggest, if you're of African American descent or otherwise, a visit to the continent of Africa, particularly Ghana. My one regret is that we didn't go sooner, because it was such. It's not even just the land, the geography is beautiful, but the people are gold, man. Like they're so kind, so warm. It's like you're in a family reunion. And we were sick with the food disease. We
had the runs because we ate some bad fufu.
We did.
It took us out.
And it was still one of the best visits. I mean, and of course,
can't wait to go back.
Yeah, and there are other, and we enjoyed our time in Tanzania and Zanzibar. We've been to several countries, but I say for first Accra, Ghana, and then so that's it, and then Brazil. Okay,
Brazil, Ghana. Those,
Those, I just had to mention those.
Those are your top.
Those are my top.
You didn't say anything about Japan. Well,
I can't keep talking. You talk about those.
Some of my favorite places in the world, in no particular order, because we're just talking from our hearts.
Right.
But if, the world is so big and beautiful.
It is.
Ghana is life-changing. Going to the Cape Coast Castle to see where several of our ancestors were shipped out from, where they were enslaved and enchained in the dungeons there. I never felt more sad or more indebted to our ancestors, and it motivated me, like, we have to be great and we have to win. We have to win, and we have to be free in every sense of the word, for ourselves and for our children, and we need to help others be free as well, because it's so improbable that we've even made it this far, given where we started. So Ghana is life-changing. Tanzania, the Serengeti, was so amazing. The people are so beautiful. Like going through the Serengeti, looking at the lions and the big five, and
you were lunch.
Eating, yeah.
You were lunch.
Oh yeah, we were lunch. Yeah, but they take.
It's not the zoo.
Oh man, you ain't really heard a lion roar until you've been out and heard a free lion, not the one at the zoo. Man, a free lion sound different. Like, the hair on your body stand up like he could
eat me.
Bro, There was this lion walked by Alice's tent in the Serengeti, and it was a luxury tent, a nice, but man, like you could see a shadow through the moonlight. It was real.
It was real.
We woke up in the morning, there was a zebra, dead zebra in the tree because a lion took it up there, and giraffes and rhinos and elephants just came out of the trees. And
Don't think I'll do it again, but
you would, but the kids loved it.
but it was a great experience.
Alice is not a big animal person,
No.
but we slept in the middle of Serengeti.
It
Those
was a long night.
long.
It was a long
We got to
night.
tell you the Nayati story one of these days. And Alice, slept in the Nayati tent, and her story of thinking she about to die. It's the best. Egypt was great. Cairo was nice. Luxor, I think I prefer because it's not as crowded. Paris, France, and Italy. Italy, I love Italy so much.
Yeah,
We've been
it's
so
great.
many times and can go again and again. France, not just Paris, but France itself is beautiful. The French Riviera is really nice. Tokyo, Japan, and Japan was the cleanest place we've ever been, with the
It
fewest
was.
trash cans. People so service
They
oriented,
are.
so kind, so
They
respectful. Just do everything with excellence and pay attention to detail. You remember that?
Yeah.
I love Japan. I could
I
go
did
back.
too.
We got to go back to
We gotta go
Japan.
back.
Rio de Janeiro. It's probably some of the most beautiful people we've ever seen in our lives. And the women were like,
And men.
see, see, that's what I'm talking
Equal
about.
opportunity.
Equal opportunity. Man, these brothers out there trying to steal my wife, doing push-ups, man, and
At the
pull-ups
beach.
at the beach, just staring at her. That's the man. If you don't stop looking at my wife, walking and just like, man, if you don't listen. So, hey,
And
fellas,
Leblon.
and
Yeah.
Ipanema, and the
Yeah.
food and the people and the culture and the Christ the Redeemer and the favelas. Pau de Queijo, like the food, the acai from the rainforest and the Amazon was incredible. Lima, Peru had some of the best food we've ever had, right? And then a train ride from Lima to Cusco and Machu Picchu, Aguas Calientes. That was wonderful.
The best oxygen I think we've ever inhaled.
Up in Machu Picchu. Oh man, it was just like you can feel
Pure.
it was pure and fresh, and you just
Was.
felt rejuvenated up in the mountains. Peru was magical.
Yeah, that was really.
And then, I hesitate to share this because it's so personal for me, but the Bahamas, man, listen, some of the most beautiful beaches
True.
and
Waters.
people in the world.
Yeah.
The turquoise water, the pink sand beaches. Not so much Nassau. Nassau's too crowded for me, but the family islands that surround the out islands, the Long Islands, the Exumas, the San Salvadors, the Abacos, the Eleutheras. Those islands, man, I could go back again and again, and have even considered moving there because it's so close to home and it's paradise. It's like heaven on earth. Those are some of my favorite places. Honorable mention is Glacier National Park in Montana. Unspoiled by tourism. You get to see nature, these lakes, these mountains, these trees. I got to get back there. Remember Yarbrough?
Yeah.
Our New Testament professor in seminary. He was from Montana, and he used to say, Montana is an eschatological heaven, right? Or he said he hopes heaven looks like Montana. And I didn't understand what he was talking about. I'd never been. When I finally saw Montana for myself, I understood, like, I hope heaven looks something like this. It is so beautiful and untouched by like tourism and consumption. It's just nature at its best. So those are some of my favorites.
What effect has travel had on you?
It's changed my life. Opened my mind, my eyes, broadened my perspective, helped me appreciate how unique people are and how different we are from people. Like, our cultural universe is not culturally universal. Our normal is not everyone else's normal. For me, it's inspired me to just travel more and learn more and explore more. And my core value is freedom. I love adventure.
Yeah.
And so travel makes me feel alive. Like, I work hard so that I can take my family on adventures, because it's when I'm traveling that I feel most alive. Something unpredictable is happening. Jumping on a bota in in Uganda in this sea of chaos, and yet there's order, and nobody runs into each other, and the people are great, and it's just like, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I like, you know, that I love that
feeling.
Tracking gorillas in Uganda in the Bwindi impenetrable forest. I think Alice is right. The most amazing people we've met are in Africa. Like, just the beauty of their souls and spirits. It's not even so much like when you go to Europe, you see all these monuments and all these places. In Africa, they have places.
They do.
But it's the people.
It's the people.
It's the people, man. Like, they were hugging our children like they're their own, putting their hands over their eyes, playing hide and seek with them. Just, it felt so warm. And if you're black, you gotta, you know, I know some people have mixed feelings about going to Africa, and you know, and
there's poverty.
There's poverty,
crime, and challenges there.
Challenges there, and you know, we'll talk about that in another video. Because there's some stuff about Africa that hurt our hearts. But
you still gotta go.
But you still gotta go.
Yeah, it's still one of our most favorite trips.
Yeah, definitely. So anyway, those are some of our favorite places. What are some of your favorite places you've been? Share those with us, and tell us some places maybe we need to look into, because we're looking to get to that 7th continent sooner or later. But in the meantime, we're also looking for some of those places that are less familiar, less known, less traveled to, because we just want to learn new things and go new places. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, look around on our channel, because we're doing our best to share practical wisdom to help you flourish in every area of your life in terms of health, wealth, relationships, and how you live and serve.
I'll go anywhere with you.
You go anywhere. See, that's why I love her. That's why I love her. Man, I'm blessed. I love you, Alice Scott. So thank you for watching. Anything else you want to say?
That's it.
Okay, man, we about to go kiss. All right, we out. Thank you for watching. Bye.